If you're a caregiver, some days can feel, well, just chaotic, right? Today, we're going to talk about a simple but honestly an incredibly powerful tool that can bring a little calm to that chaos. And that's for both you and your loved one. We're talking about the power of a daily routine. I mean, does this hit home for you? You're constantly directing, you're managing confusion, you're just trying to keep everything and everyone moving in the right direction. It is absolutely exhausting, and it can really start to strain the very relationship you're trying so hard to nurture. But here's the good news. You are not alone in feeling this way. And believe me, there is a better way. But just for a second, what if things could be different? Seriously, imagine a day with less friction, fewer little battles, and a whole lot more of those moments of just genuine connection. Now, this isn't some fantasy. It's a very real possibility, and it all starts with finding a predictable, calming rhythm to the day. So what is this secret weapon I'm talking about? It's the daily routine. But I want you to think of it less like a rigid, strict schedule and more like an anchor. Something that provides stability when the world just feels a little uncertain. So what exactly is a daily routine in this context? It's actually really simple. It just means doing the same basic activities, like waking up, eating meals, getting ready for bed, around the same time each day. The goal is just to give the day a natural, predictable flow. And this is so crucial to remember. This is not about creating some kind of military boot camp, okay? Life happens. Things change. The real goal here is simply to give the day a familiar shape, a predictable pattern that your loved one can count on. Flexibility is always part of the equation. All right, so what are the actual tangible benefits of this? Well, the first one, and you could argue it's the most important, is a huge reduction in stress and anxiety. For anyone who's facing cognitive decline, the world can start to feel really scary and unknown. A routine helps to change that. So how does it actually work? Well, it tackles that fear of the unknown head-on. Just knowing what's coming next, that breakfast follows getting dressed, it totally eliminates the need to worry about what's happening in the next 5 minutes. And then as these actions get repeated, they become second nature. They become part of what we call body memory, so they require way less mental energy. All of this just builds this deep-seated trust that their needs are going to be met consistently and reliably. And this reduction in stress, it naturally leads us right into our second big benefit, a profound feeling of security. When life feels unstable or kind of unmoored, a routine is the perfect antidote. See, this predictability gives them back a sense of control, especially when they might feel like they have very little. And even if they don't remember all the little details, the familiar flow of the day is grounding. It's comforting. Ultimately, this structure just makes it so much easier to cope with memory loss because the day itself becomes this reliable guide for them. Now, this next benefit might actually surprise you, but wow, is it important. A consistent daily schedule has a direct impact on something pretty much all of us could use more of: quality sleep. And hey, this isn't just a hunch, it's biology. Research that was highlighted on WebMD shows that our body's internal clocks, our circadian rhythms, they absolutely thrive on consistency. When we eat and we move and we rest at regular times, it sends a really clear signal to the brain, and that helps regulate that all-important sleep-wake cycle. So what's the bottom line here? For the many older adults who struggle with sleep, a routine is a simple, powerful, and, best of all, a medication-free tool to help them get the rest their body truly needs. Okay, so we've covered the why, which is great. But now for the most important part, the how. How do you actually build a routine that works without, creating even more stress? Well, the secret is to start small and just build on what's already there. And here is the absolute best piece of advice for getting started. Do not try to invent a new day from scratch. Don't do it. Instead, just observe. Become a detective of their natural rhythm. What time do they naturally wake up? When do they start to get hungry for lunch? Use these existing patterns as the foundation for your new, more structured routine. See, you're not imposing a schedule, you're just kind of formalizing the one that's already there. And here's a perfect example of just how simple this can be. Look at this morning routine. Each step just flows logically right into the next one. It's not complicated, right? But what it does is it creates a predictable sequence that makes sure all those essential tasks, like hygiene, getting some food, and taking meds, are all accomplished calmly and, hopefully, without a fight. So, as we start to wrap this up, I want to leave you with this one question. Just remember, you don't have to change everything all at once. So think about it. What one small routine could you introduce that could create an anchor in your day? Maybe it's a little morning checklist, just like we saw, or maybe it's a calming wind down ritual at night. That one small change, that could be the start of more peaceful, more connected days for both of you.